Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wasted Youths pre-show tonight. Our guest has, for the actual podcast, has yet to arrive, so we're going to talk about some random bullshit for 5 to 10 minutes.
I'm
And
good
then
at
we'll get
random bullshit.
into, huh?
I'm good at random bullshit.
Oh yes. After that, we'll get into the actual podcast. However, uh, this is Twitch exclusive content, so anyone here watching the VOD or watching this live is seeing something that was not on the podcast. So I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you that there will be spoilers for anime. We'll
Mm,
probably put a spoiler warning in the intro for this episode.
yeah,
All of anime in general will be spoiled
yeah,
tonight.
all of it.
Every single anime ever. So if there's a single anime that you haven't watched, you shouldn't watch tonight's episode. No,
Okay,
just
to
kidding. Just kidding.
clarify, I don't know about all anime because there's certain types of anime we probably don't want to touch on Twitch.
I mean, I think that's the particular kind of anime where there's a lot of touching, right?
And
That is
also,
true.
like,
Yeah.
you don't really spoil that kind of anime. The ending is pretty obvious.
I don't know, man. Some of them are pretty far out there.
I mean, you would know. But anyway, uh what else can we say about oh yes. In all sincerity though, we'll try not to do any major spoilers of any anime within like the first 30 seconds of talking about them.
Yeah,
That being said, if you just like listen to this in the background and don't want to be spoiled, maybe wait for the podcast episode and we'll put a spoiler warning at the beginning saying exactly which ones we end up spoiling.
yeah. I'll drop a little like if we end up spoiling something significant about a recent show, say Edge Runners, um, we'll drop a 30-second before the spoiler warning, just to be extra considerate. Was that your tooth?
No, that's so if you I'm still trying to figure out how to hold it in my mouth properly.
That's
Yeah.
what
So
she
like
said.
it is what she said.
Gentle and with a little bit of teeth.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no teeth, no teeth, no.
Okay, some of us maybe shotgun is too sensitive.
Bad experiences.
But
I
you
don't
gotta
want to
find you a
talk about
grandma.
it.
So you
Get
can
that,
just take the teeth out.
get that gum
Ooh.
2000 action.
But yeah, so the thing is though, to extend the metaphor, if you bite down too hard on this, it just you're not able to stimulate the thwacker properly. Um and so
A mouth harp is
it
just a crazy robot clitoris.
there you go. You got your bloopers for the YouTube channel now.
Yeah, that right there, that's a YouTube short.
Oh no.
Oh. But yes, I just got this like literally yesterday, and so it's been fun messing around with it. It came with this is like a super cheap one because I wasn't gonna go out and buy like an expensive one if I'm like I don't know if I'm actually gonna enjoy playing this or not. But it come with this like neat little wooden
Oh,
holder, and it goes like right in here,
wow.
and
Nifty.
then you just pull this tight, and it pulls the strap in,
Huh.
and
You
it's
know,
all
that's
locked in. It's nice.
All
it's
right.
interesting.
For like a $10 gadget, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Where'd you get it? Online or?
Amazon, yeah.
I'm just the Christmas shopping
Hmm.
instinct is there right now.
Yes, yes. Oh,
Ray
believe
Ray
me,
is coming to my house for Christmas. Did you know
I
that?
I heard that. I heard that.
I could totally buy her a mouth harp. She'd be hyped about that.
Uh-huh. I think it's called. I think it's more properly called a jaw harp
Oh, a
than a
jaw
mouth
harp. There
harp.
you go.
Yes. um, but yes. Let me get into my stream manager real quick so I can see what's going on. Boop. There we go.
What do you guys think
Oh.
of the slightly different camera angle? More straight
good.
on than
Yeah, when I'm at work, I have a screen right here, so I'm always looking to the side, and it makes me look like I got like a killer jawline. But when I'm looking like dead on, my face looks very flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured
Nah,
I'd
I
have to
But
prefer
you've
try
got
it.
a
I
mic
prefer
covering
my
your
face
jawline.
looking straight on.
Yeah.
See, here's though your thing is like my thing is I have like a patchy beard on the sides, so like unless it's like super tight shaved, it just looks bad
See, that's
from
what's nice about the mic being
one
right
side.
here. You can't tell.
Let me just. I'll just do
It's
the same
perfect.
thing. Here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there you go.
Just for the whole night. Just put the
Guys,
microphone right
look,
in front.
guys, I'm leafy.
Oh,
Oh
man.
boy. All right.
What you guys
Yeah.
been up to this week? Pretty productive?
Uh yeah, I'd say so. Did I tell you I told you guys about the forbidden dinosaur, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no.
No.
I had the forbidden dinosaur last night.
How was that?
It was okay, first of all, in terms of pure culinary talent involved in it, it was the worst gummy I've ever had. Like this thing
Oh,
tasted like
I
pure
see.
gelatin. No thought at all was put into the flavor of this thing. But
That's
it
why
made
it's
my
forbidden.
music sound a whole lot better.
Well, that's that.
So
Yeah.
I've been talking to my wife about you know what? Never mind. We'll talk about this off stream.
No,
No,
this is
no,
the
no, no, no,
pre-show.
It's an off stream topic.
You don't want to delve into your personal life with our two viewers?
Well, I mean, you know, it's just there are certain things that I don't want to be on the internet. It's not about the viewers, you know.
Ah,
That's
okay.
fair.
You don't want this to be on the internet. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I
that was
see.
like the most sussy way for me to talk about what I could talk about though. Like me and my wife have been talking about blank, but oh wait, it's too bad to say here. Like it's not that bad. I just don't want it to be common knowledge.
Achu's over here like, hey guys, is it weird to like remember and keep track of like the positions you have sex in so when you have kids you can tell them what position you're conceived in? That's the question he wants to ask right now.
Oh,
No,
no.
actually it's like in order, you know, like it's like it's a pattern, right? It's like doggy, missionary, mountain butt, uh and
Oh,
then you just repeat over
no.
and over and over again.
You
ad
use
infinitum.
use the same position for like a whole week just so there's no confusion.
It's like, I think, no, that was missionary week. I remember. It's like,
Missionary week.
it's like, what? Are we talking about church or something else here? I'm concerned. Yeah, we were
Oh,
on a mission
boy.
trip, and it so happened to be missionary week. What a coincidence.
Oh dear. Oh no.
My team wasn't happy. Those tent walls are thin. They're like, is
No.
it windy? Why is that tent flapping? No, that's the only one. That's Jimmy and Cassandra, is it? Gosh dang it, guys.
There's nothing like being in the tent next to the couple that is going at it. All of the subdued.
You're just laying there, you're like, really? Really?
You know, like you can appreciate that they're trying to cover it up at least a little bit, you know, but like you still know what's
Terms is
going on.
in the guest thing. I'll yank him.
Sick.
But
What a
yes.
Ding dong.
But yeah,
Hey.
so no, then it becomes a competition, you see.
It's
we
like
we have to
playing,
give him speaking permissions. There
it's
we
like
go.
playing the penis game.
Let's
It's
see.
like who
Can you
be
give him
louder
perms
who
or
can
do
be
I have to?
quieter.
Okay,
Yeah, I
we're
got
good.
him. Yep.
Oh, do we
Yeah.
need his audio for the podcast?
We do. He'll need to start. Oh fuck, he doesn't have Audacity.
Yeah, this is correct.
It's a quick download. Go for it. We'll
Like
keep
literally 2
we'll
minutes.
keep
so I need
scuffing the
to-
pre-show.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey,
so
that being
okay.
said, should we
Micah, if
restart
you have
our
to
thing?
step away to walk him through it, let me know.
Yeah, I'll do that. You guys do stuff. I'll be back. I'll mute
Okay.
myself.
All right. Make sure his
Love it when
audio
Micah
level's
has
around
to mute
18,
himself.
Micah.
I love it when Micah
What?
mutes himself.
Make sure his audio settings are around -18 if you can.
Okay, yeah. will do.
Don't go quite right yet. I love it when you mute yourself by tipping the or by hitting the tip of your mic penis.
Oh my gosh.
Just a
I'll-
good.
It's good stuff.
Gotta change this perspective a little bit.
Oh, there you go. So then it looks like you're using the boom mic.
Yeah, dude. It's all about the aesthetic, you know.
It is. It is.
I mean, like, so redundant. Here, let me just.
That's the nice thing, dude, about the Sonar app I was talking about.
Yeah.
You could probably make your headset mic sound like a studio mic, dang near. Because you
That would
can
be pretty
change the
mad.
bass, you can change the background noise canceling stuff, all that, everything you can change. I was messing with it before, dude. It's insane. I watched 2 videos on it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
should
gotta
get
be,
that.
Like audio, it has to be particularly good for you to notice a difference in it. You know, it has to be like with other things, like with, I don't know, graphical settings on like video games, right? A small difference you might notice, but with audio, it's got to be a lot better for you to be like, wow, this is noticeably better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like for this mic, I kept having issues where I was typing and Audacity was picking it up. So the entire last podcast, I'm like, wait. Oh, I set my hand gently on the desk. I heard that. Mute audio. Just a bunch of that. And then background noise from my fan running, or if it's cold,
Right.
my heater on the floor running. It's like, that's annoying.
Yeah, that's the worst. You know, like good noise suppression software is difficult to find,
Yeah,
especially with us using Audacity. You know, like
it's raw.
yeah, it's raw. I went to Oregon for my grandma's birthday last weekend, and I used Audacity to record her a song for her birthday,
Okay.
and like I had to do like 80 takes to get something usable.
Yeah.
It was really rough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Here, let's
It's
play some intro music for the podcast, huh?
hell yeah. He all set
Music
up,
for the
Micah?
podcast.
All right.
Intro music for the podcast.
We are here.
All right. Is
And
he
I
recording?
have.
He is
I
recording.
mean,
Okay, how
Don't
long
switch
ago
me, yeah.
approximately?
I cannot stream into this
About a
channel
minute.
my face if that is something you want.
Why not? Let's
it
see.
just physics,
I don't think I
Government
can
job,
give him
baby.
that permission. So Shotgun,
No,
you might have-
physically he cannot.
Oh. Oh
Okay.
yes, because you don't have a camera.
No, I plugged it in.
You plug.
I
What?
plugged in my camera.
You might
Okay.
have to go to your video settings and make sure it's set up in Discord.
Yes.
Fine.
That dang software. Podcast is
Yeah.
so needy. I'm sorry.
Camera is C270 HD webcam from Logitech.
Click
And it's
test.
not being.
Click test and see if it shows on the test.
Yes,
It is.
there's my face. It is
Okay.
there.
All right.
Should I get more lighting than this? Or is
Alright.
this fine?
I can't
It's ours,
see you.
dude.
You're only
You
seeing
can't see me,
yourself.
this
Let
is
me-
true. He
Let's
has a
see.
ukulele. No, that's a guitar.
It's,
All right.
Which is just a
Oh, I
big
am
ukulele
here.
if you think about it.
I know. Should I have a black background or should I just have the apartment with the lo-fi girl?
There
The
we go.
lo-fi girl.
The
Can't really
lo-fi.
see
She is
lo-fi girl.
here. Should I flip on the lamp real quick? Yeah, I think
Love
it's
how
good.
you're
Oh no,
purple.
the purple hues. I could do.
It's
Purple-
fine. Maybe
purple
just
bear.
maybe tilt the camera down a little bit so your head is more in the center. There we go.
Ish.
Perfect.
All
I am-
right.
Can we just
Video
call you
audio.
Jesus?
Yes.
Jesus.
All right,
No,
Jesus.
they call me Toss. Anyway,
Toss Jesus.
Toss
All right.
Jesus.
Anyway, that being said, I think we'll just lead into the podcast now. So I'll just do the intro thing, unless Achu's gonna play us a little diddle before that.
How does it sound? Does it sound like garbage?
We can't hear it.
At all?
Well, you're
Okay,
not
good.
playing right now, so.
The hell? Oh.
Yeah, no, we can't hear that.
The
Yeah.
noise suppression.
The noise suppression.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
It's
incredible.
such a wonderful tool.
I'll record us some intro music, probably in the post show.
Okay, cool. Anyway, moment of silence, please, before I do the podcast intro, just to make editing easier for people who are editing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wasted Youths Presents the Wasted Weeb Power Hour featuring Terms of Service. All right, intro accomplished.
Just
What you guys
terms?
drinking
What
tonight?
about the
We
rest
did
of
it,
us?
We did it.
Well,
no,
you
no one
guys-
else matters.
You guys are like the Wasted Youth, so I figured the Wasted Youths presenting it means
Okay.
like you guys by default.
I'm gonna go cry in a corner now. Nobody called me a fantastic co-host.
Dang it, Shotgun.
Do we have any fantastic co-hosts? I feel
No.
like we're all kind of mediocre.
Shotgun.
But you have a fantastic guest speaker.
I do.
Objective
Out of
opinions on anime.
probably out of like how many episodes do we have? Like, I
We're on
probably
what,
did
season 3, 4?
3, but
3?
we yes. So
Like, geez, almost 60.
yeah, something like that. So anyway, probably at 80% of those episodes, I have called Shotgun my fantastic co-host, and he hasn't called me his fantastic co-host maybe but once.
That's because you always do the intro. Listen
That is
back to the
fair.
ones I do the intro. I hype you up.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Anyway, what's everyone drinking tonight?
All right, I'm gonna start because I'm excited.
Okay.
I have
I'm gonna beat you.
Blackland Rye Whiskey. For video viewers, I am showing the label. Let me read to you what this rye whiskey says. It is a very interesting rye whiskey. It says the Blackland Prairie runs from the Red River to the north down to San Antonio in the south. Lightning fires cleared the land for native tall grass to thrive in the rich, dark soil. So this is Texan rye whiskey. And it actually tastes like it's got a unique smokiness to it. It doesn't have the heavy smoke of a cigar. It's more got like the light smoke of like burning pine needles or something like that. It's
Uh-huh.
delicious.
Interesting. I might need to pick me
Interesting.
up a bottle
Gotcha.
after
See, you went
7
you
more
went-
weeks.
you went bougie this time, and I was not prepared to combat bougie. I went, as per my usual strat, I went tacky. So I got some leftover Captain Morgan Summer Edition from the summer. It's orange vanilla twist,
Orange vanilla twist. That's still
And I'm-
such an interesting flavor for rum.
and I'm mixing it with this year's Mountain Dew mystery flavor.
Oh. Oh
Which,
no.
for those of you who haven't tried the Mountain Dew mystery flavor this year, it tastes kind of like tangerine-y.
Okay, that sounds good.
Interesting.
Yeah,
You're
so I
doubling up on
figure,
the oranges?
citrus and citrus. We'll see how that mixes.
Citrus and citrus.
Yeah, I got a story about oranges if we have a random section at any point in this episode.
This whole podcast is a random section.
Fair enough.
Go off.
I'll let everybody else talk about their drinks first.
All right, go ahead, terms.
Yeah, so for me, I allegedly had already been drinking before I showed up here, and then was told, "Hey, the podcast that you're supposed to be co-starring on or like being a guest on is needing you right now." And I went, "Oh goodness!" So then, as I was getting all that Audacity stuff set up, I got this Black and Ten Youngling. That's actually one of my friends who stores his beer here, and I'll ask forgiveness later. But it tastes pretty good. I think this is the porter flavor, which I'm more of a porter kind of stout guy.
Like
Guinness
the heavy
is
stuff.
yeah. Well, I don't like heavy stuff as in like liquor. I like heavy as in
Like it's
like-
literally thick. Like porters are
yes,
thick.
yeah, sticky. Like, I
Like-
want to feel
like-
like I'm drinking a malt.
Like
You
if there
know.
was just alcoholic syrup, you'd just chug that, right?
Maybe if it was like not burning my throat. That's the thing. I can't handle like I'm a pansy, I guess. When it comes to alcohol, but I like lots of flavors. So I'm really big into sake. Because of
Sake is
that,
good.
sake is a good time. I was drinking some Nihiro or
Oh, yeah, we got
Nihongen.
Do we still
Uh,
have some of that sake? We got before.
No, not the black and yellow one. I did drink all of that.
Yeah, I
This
was
was a
gonna
new
say.
one that I got for tonight when I was hanging out
Yeah.
watching the Gamecocks game
Yes.
with a good friend. Such a
Yes.
football team.
All I heard was the
Gamecocks.
Cox game.
The Gamecocks. So I literally went to my friend. So I have a friend who watches the South Carolina college Gamecocks like game, and then I just straight up asked him. I was like, when I say the word Cox, does what usually comes to someone's mind come to it, or do you think of the football team? And he went the football team, and I was like, that is why you're a freak. Like,
Yeah, when you say Gamecocks, I'm just imagining a bunch of little dicks in jerseys. I mean, I guess they can be big dicks, but they're dicks, you know.
Are they wearing helmets?
They're actually roosters. Anyway.
I mean, if we're being
Oh.
real, roosters are the biggest dicks of all.
That's fair.
Absolutely hate roosters.
Except
Alright.
for geese.
Geese, yes, geese are much worse than roosters. But I've been traumatized actively by a rooster, never by a goose.
Did you guys ever have that, what, I forget what the book is called. It's a children's book about this like little toddler who like fucking gets terrorized by a rooster.
Can't
No.
say I have.
No,
Can't say
that's
it.
my childhood though. Maybe it was written about me.
I'll have to find that book because it's like I remember like my mother reading that to me as a child. I'm like, this is a terrifying book.
Oh, I wanted to show you guys my glass because I've got this really fun looking glass for my
Mhm.
alcohol.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, for those who are listening in, it's shaped almost like an hourglass or like a particularly curvy girl. It's like a little more bulbous on the bottom than the top, but with a nice thin kind of middle piece that you can just
Yeah.
barely fit a finger through. It supposedly is supposed to enhance the flavor.
Does it?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Because no, I've heard about that before. Because that's like why champagne glasses are shaped the way they are because
Right.
like as it aerates, as it like more and more, the more surface area it has exposed to the air, the more
The more it
flavor
bleeds the
escapes.
carbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this, I
Interesting.
think the intent is when you're drinking neat, you want to get as little of the vapor up your nose when you drink as possible, because it damages the flavor. So this you're capable of smelling it beforehand, which is great, and then you can take a nice clean sip of it without any of the alcohol vapor going up your nose.
You know what else would
Interesting.
accomplish that?
Hmm.
A straw.
Yeah,
Ooh.
drink. Fuck anybody who drinks whiskey through a straw. Jesus. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear.
You know what? You know what? That's what I'm gonna do next episode. I'm gonna show up. We get that. You remember that we went to go see that movie and we got those Minions cups? I'm gonna get
Yeah.
the Minions cup and put
Straight
whiskey
Everclear.
in the Minions cup and put a straw in it.
Flashback to that movie night where I snuck a flask in and gave Terms some whatever it was into his icy.
Yeah, I do
I think it was
remember
rum.
that. Yeah, it was rum. What movie was that? That was it wasn't Batman. It was
No,
more
it was
recent.
earlier.
Yeah, was it earlier?
I
I think
thought,
it was the last semester.
yeah, which was like
Uh,
5 months ago.
yeah. I don't remember what movie it was, which probably doesn't speak well to the movie
Yeah,
itself.
probably
But
not.
I like we can't either remember the movie, but I would have to look into it.
Was it a crappy
Um,
movie or the good rum?
It might have been a little bit of both.
it wasn't everything everywhere at once. That wasn't it.
Mm.
No.
It was
God,
another
what a
movie.
good movie. We should do an
That
episode on that.
yeah,
Jeez.
that was a good movie.
Oh, that would be
It
a good
was
movie to do episode.
something else that we just hope both happen to be going to, but
Yeah.
that's besides the point. Yes, the joke is fucked.
Shotgun, what are you drinking?
So since I am still I'm
Oh,
3 weeks
right,
into
yeah.
my challenge, so I got like
Jeez.
7 more weeks left of sobriety.
Our
I am having
pious
some
boy.
Jones cane sugar cream soda.
You know, as much as I am like a soft drink connoisseur and I like odd soft drinks, I've never been a big fan of any Jones brand soft drink.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like
I love
it's
their
something
cream soda.
it's something I thought I would enjoy, but it's all too sweet. Like
Yeah.
That's fair. I could see
I like
that.
ginger beer. Some
Mhm.
ginger beers aren't terribly sweet.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. Well, Terms.
Yes.
Something that we've been doing is we're calling Shotgun our designated driver because he's not drinking.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Which is good
Yes.
because I'm the one controlling the stream.
So anyway, now that we've gotten drinks out of the way, do we have any news? Does anyone have any news?
still
Elon
dead.
Musk has to buy Twitter.
Oh, I've heard
He
vaguely
has to?
about this.
Yeah,
And
like
it's like
he gave the deal. He's forfeited. He's buying Twitter now.
it's like the and it's like at 4 times the price he wanted to buy it at. Or
No,
something
no,
like
no.
that,
It's
right?
still at the $54 a share that he agreed to.
Gotcha.
But it's
Wow.
it's a big blow because the stock dipped and now it's going back up. So I think he's trying to do this to try to save it
Uh-huh.
to where then he would get the advantage with the stock being higher because it tanked when he backed out. But
Yes.
now it's possibility that he can maybe salvage it, but pretty much everyone's like he wasn't gonna win in court and he realized that, so he's now like going back to Twitter like I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, ladies and gents.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
So
Essentially.
something kind of noteworthy. I have to be very vague about this because I'm in a similar situation as Terms as far as legality of talking about things with my job.
Uh-huh.
But I am currently involved with SpaceX. That's pretty much all I can say. But like with my job, I am
Like,
working with
romantically?
SpaceX. Yeah,
Yes.
we're seeing one another. Yeah.
SpaceX Tyler.
It's just this is an Elon stream now.
The best collab in all history.
I'll
Oh,
collab with
boy.
SpaceX. Wasted Youth, Mars Edition.
Actually, I can't show you guys that. I've got some merch that they gave me, but
You got
Yeah.
Got
SpaceX
merch from
merch?
SpaceX. That's crazy.
Oh boy.
You got that new space flamethrower. How
It's
it
the Boring
works, we may never know.
Yeah.
I want to buy one of his bricks, the Boring Company bricks.
Oh, yes. Just
Did you know
because.
that? Elon
Yep.
Musk started selling bricks.
Really?
Yeah, just I mean
It's like
like
normal bricks.
well, they're supposed to be like special bricks, I think, but the bricks.
How
yeah.
are they special? Like are they
I
made out
don't
of this
remember
material?
off the top of my head.
Imagine being Donald Trump and seeing Elon Musk do this shit. Like
And being richer
fucking
than-
like and people just love Elon Musk. Fucking and everyone's like like Elon Musk, I guarantee you Elon Musk for the trolls will like eventually do like mail order steaks and everyone will love it. And
There was,
Donald
like-
Trump will just be like, "What?"
Well, there's that trend where, like, one party politically will sell paper, like toilet paper with faces of the other political party's members. Elon Musk would be like, watch this, sell toilet paper with his own face on it, and people would love
that
it.
shit.
Mhm.
He's like, guys, go buy the toilet paper. And then people are like,
You
yeah!
call it like brown nose and Co or something like that. You know, like that would be the name of his toilet paper company.
Oh, man.
Wait. First question of the night on
Uh-oh.
topic as we are
Of course.
deep into the podcast at this point. How weeby is everyone here?
Oh man, we should do a tier
How
list.
weeby are you, Achu?
How weeby.
How
So-
weeby are you?
I have like one thing in my office on the wall, and it's like kind of a chibi style art piece. You can't really see it 'cause
Uh-huh.
it's so far away.
It's a
So-
shrine to your waifu.
Yes, of course. Actually, look at this.
Oh, no.
Here is the waifu, guys.
I don't know who that is, but that's
Look-
a
look at- Look at that dump truck.
Oh no.
Again, for
Does-
audio listeners, this is a hand carving of a Sasquatch.
I was gonna say, where did you get
Best
that?
waifu.
I got this in a antique store off of I-35 somewhere in Oklahoma.
Of course, in Oklahoma, off Route 35. Was
Makes
it when you're
sense.
heading up?
50 cents. It was 50 cents. The
All right, Shotgun. How much of a weeb are you? How weeby are you?
it's
That
probably
little
the least weeb
that
of us
little
all.
thing, like just to like the side of your head, makes me think you're super weeby. Actually.
What is that? can't even see.
It's a Pachimari from
Okay, yeah,
Overwatch.
I love it so much.
I love it. It's my.
All
It's,
right.
He cheers me on from the background.
All right.
So I enjoy anime. I've never seen an anime that I haven't liked. I haven't seen that many though. Let's
Full
be
stop.
fair.
Haven't seen an anime. I love them. I haven't seen them.
Well, I haven't seen an anime I haven't liked yet.
Yeah.
I've
Have you watched One Piece?
I started, but then I haven't had time.
Have you
Oh
watched
yeah, I mean
Sword Art
nobody has time
Online?
to finish that shit.
I mean, Alex is doing.
I've
it,
seen
my
like
roommate.
10, 15 episodes of Sword Art Online, I think.
And you didn't that's fair. I didn't dislike Sword Art Online until I watched other anime, so
Yeah. Well, like I'm like, oh, okay, I like this aspect of it. It's not the
Mhm.
greatest, but I like this. I've seen Hunter x Hunter, Full Metal Alchemist,
Okay.
what's it called? I'm spacing.
Gotcha. Like so like the
I've
like,
seen 5 or 6 different animes all
gotcha.
the
So,
way
like,
through.
The intro layer level of anime, like
Yeah.
when you first go beyond like Pokemon and
Yeah.
use
I'd say I'm
know,
like a
4K
5.
dubs.
Yeah, I'd say I'm like a 5
I'd
because I
say,
don't
like,
have
out
a
of
bunch
4.
of like anime merch aside from like a couple pop figures and this.
Mm-hmm. All right, Toss. How much
Okay,
of a
well,
weeb are you?
I mean, I think we all know this. Very sussy of me, but with the Among Us that she was showing me right now. But yeah, I actually have like statistics. So out of this group of people, I'm just gonna guess, knowing now that I'm probably the most weeby person here by far.
Easily.
I have a list on my anime list that says that I have watched 4,963 episodes of anime, which totals out to about almost 85 days worth of watch time. So I'm
Jeez.
definitely, and that's not like rewatching, that's just
No.
watching new stuff.
Whoa.
A quarter of a year.
Yeah, so I've just spent a significant amount of time, and like I'm pretty like I rank them and all these different things. I do have merch, however, most of my merch isn't bought by me. It's because people know I like the art form. They will buy me things.
Oh
And
fuck.
if
That's
people
fair.
really
That's-
want me to get them, I do have like $100 worth of anime figurines in my room right now, but I don't necessarily want to
Okay,
get up and go
terms.
get them.
Terms. The
Yes.
fact that you called it an art form makes you
Yeah.
like the master weeb in
Yeah,
our
I'm the
group.
master.
Hold
I'm the
up,
master.
Wait,
hold up.
wait.
Easily.
How
I would
many
say-
katanas do you have?
I mean, I do have a katana. I have katanas back in Texas, but
Okay.
All right, I will
Oh.
say you're like a 9.9 then because you haven't crossed the threshold of being so obsessive. You just have weeb girls all across your background.
You
yeah.
have to have a
I mean,
body
we got the
pillow.
lo-fi girl. You kind of can't see her right
That's
now,
'cause-
like right over here.
Yeah, that's
because he's
lo-fi.
in that's because he's in the common room.
Oh, he
he
keeps
has
all the
two-
spicy
He
stuff
has
in the
two other
bedroom.
roommates that he had to like bargain with for weed space. In the common room.
Micah, what is to the
Oh, he
left
said-
of your camera on the wall?
Huh? The
Oh, that's
left
his,
of my-
I said you're
This is
sharing
sharing.
space.
This thing?
No, I was saying out of camera range. What has terms put on your wall?
What his terms put on my?
I
Oh,
haven't done anything to his wall.
nothing in my room. The only two things in my there's
I-
3 wall decorations in my room, and they're all weapons of some kind.
Yeah.
That's
I
fair.
think the way to explain how much of a weeb I am, my friends have joked about getting me like those anime body pillows as like a joke Christmas present and like birthday present. So like that's how far deep, and they have
Oh.
like the particular waifu.
That's a serious threat, sir.
Yeah, it is a serious threat, you know, like because I am currently also in a relationship, so it's just kind of like this weird balance where I'm like,
Terms.
oh, like, yo, what's up?
Have you watched Edge Runners?
I have,
I'm gonna get you a Rebecca body pillow.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Oh, no.
Okay. I
Wally
know
body
this is
pillow.
off topic. I'm just gonna be real. Rebecca is the better waifu of Edge Runners. I will die on that hill, but I am
Yeah.
gonna say this: she's ugly. She is so disgustingly ugly. Like, and I get that she's also like a lolly, and so like that already puts it
I think
sus and
she's
stuff
cute
like
as
that.
hell, dude. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Bro, have you seen her? Her eyes, bro. She has like the cybernetics and stuff. Like, no, it doesn't look good.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna be
she's
honest.
also like pale white, like
She
porcelain.
looks
that
like an
type character.
absolute gremlin, and like, let's just be real.
I mean, that's
Like,
why she
I
fights
her
like a psycho.
personality much better than Lucy, but I think she doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. That's just my
Okay.
opinion.
So like the tier list of weebs, then I think we've got Terms, Micah, probably me, and then at the bottom we got Shotgun.
Yeah,
Why do you just
I would
assume I'm
agree.
more of a weeb than you are?
I'm just pretty sure that you are. I've watched some anime, but I haven't even finished like Attack on Titan.
Well,
Right?
Micah
I
hasn't
haven't
really
finished
made his
Attack on
statements
Titan.
about it.
I have watched the first 2 seasons of Attack on Titan, and that is
Me
it.
too. All right, so maybe we're tied.
I don't know though.
I-
The reason I would rank Micah above you, Achu, is because I hear Micah talk way more about anime than you.
Yeah, I
Really?
have
Yeah.
watched like 300 episodes of One Piece, so like that does bump me up in the weeb tier list a little bit. I own 0 clothing with Japanese on it though,
Oh.
so like I feel like
Yeah,
that brings me back down.
that's fair. I've watched like I don't know how many episodes it is. I've watched most of Fairy Tail though, so I feel like that balances out
Oh.
with 300 episodes of One Piece.
Yo, let me tell you guys something though. My sister has watched every single Naruto related piece of media.
Jeez.
I think that's like 9 movies and then
Nerd.
like 2 series that are 600 episodes each.
That's
2
crazy.
series?
Yeah,
Sir, you
there's like
forget.
a Naruto 1, I don't know on it. I haven't
There are
watched a single
3
episode.
Naruto series, sir.
Well, I'm sure she's watched that as well. I can't listen to her talk about it for hours though, you know, like
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
haven't even seen 2 of them, but I know that there are 3.
this is a fun question. What is an anime that you would watch 600 episodes of if they made 600 episodes of it?
Ouran High School Host Club.
What is that?
I
The
don't know if
best
I even want to
anime of
know.
all time.
Come on, you gotta like you gotta go into it more than
It's
that.
it's actually it's a relatively well-known anime, but basically the whole premise, it's a rom-com that leans heavily on the calm side of rom-com, so it's more funny and really doesn't focus on the romance all that much. Um but the idea is basically this girl gets accepted on a scholarship into like a prestigious high school, okay? And she's vibing okay, and one day she goes to I forget what's happening, but she ends up like damaging some property that belongs to the host club, which is like a group of guys that just entertains women, and like typically like it's in the most like surface level romantic sense. Like it's just like, hey, you can go chill out with these attractive guys. Anyway, at the point that the protagonist does this, she had cut all her hair off recently, so everyone thinks she's a dude, and so they're like, hey, you either have to pay us like 9 million yen, or you have to work as a host to pay that back. And so she ends
they're soft johns is what they are. They're like
yes,
they're not full on male
exactly,
prostitutes, but like
exactly, yes. And so she ends up working as a host, and that's the premise of the show. But it's hilarious, it's heartfelt, and it is the best anime of all time, and no
so
one can convince me
your
otherwise.
favorite anime is an anime about traps.
Basically, that's what I'm hearing.
Yo,
No,
we on Twitch.
one
You
of-
can't say that. You can't
No.
say that. Hit the
I think-
delete button.
I think that is I think that one might be against terms of service on Twitch.
Against term of services, at least from 2019.
What, you can't talk about that? What?
You can't say that particular word. But it's actually
How?
there's only one person, and they're the reverse of that. because it's
Why
a
can't
girl
you-
that pretends to be a guy.
Oh my
Right.
gosh, man! I cannot
I could
imagine.
explain the
type-
controversy if you want in like 30
Yeah,
seconds.
absolutely. This is
So
about
essentially in
Huh?
2019, I'm going to use the word Yu-Gi-Oh because of the trap cards and stuff like that in replace of it, just for safety
Yes,
purposes for
gotcha.
the sword. But essentially what happened was people after a while started to notice that there was this trend where people started talking about Yu-Gi-Oh characters in like a negative light and started making like negative memes about them. And so on Reddit, on the anime subreddit, they essentially made it to where you could not make any more memes or any statements about Yu-Gi-Oh characters anymore. And there was a huge backlash within the anime community about this, to the point where they're making other subreddits. But overall, it is not kosher anymore to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh characters in a meme format and refer to them by them playing trap cards. Just for safety purposes. It is like a borderline slur now.
Yeah.
Man, all right.
Yeah.
Welcome to 22.
But yes. Anyway, I would watch 400 episodes of that. It is fantastic. Currently, there are only like 30 episodes.
Huh. All right. Well, I've been
And there's
educated
rumors
on
of
my,
a season
my
2.
apparent bigotry.
Yes, there have been rumors of season 2.
It was
since
ignorance, so there's
2018,
nothing like you can't get mad at someone's ignorance. But
Yeah, not unless they get us banned on Twitch.
Maybe one of our two watchers will report us.
Probably. You know what?
Probably. Both of them.
I
Ha,
swear I'm
reported.
referring to saltine crackers whenever I say the word. I want saltines. I need to go get those.
Anyway, let's this is a fun question. Okay. And Terms, you can go first. What
Okay.
was the first anime that you ever watched? And by anime, I mean anime that's like
Considered an anime.
past the threshold of like, you know, common every kid watched the show kind of
Yeah,
growing up thing.
Yeah, so like taking that example and running with it. Of course, I watched Pokemon when I was like growing up
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but that was localized by 4 kids, and like
Mhm.
I thought it was a cartoon. The first time an experience that I ever had with an anime was watching like the Toonami block after like Adult Swim and stuff
Mhm.
like that on Saturdays.
Yep.
And the most vivid memory that I have of like the first episode of anime that I watched was, I actually have this pulled up because it's so vivid, was Cowboy Bebop, and it was the Pierre Le Fou episode, which is the Requiem of the Clown. And the best way to describe it is it was like a one-off episode within the series where the main cast is being hunted down by like a killer clown. And I just remember watching and be like, bro, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, this indestructible clown that has been like experimented on by the government is like hunting down this like sick dude in a suit. And then he like gets crushed by an animatronical animal. And I'm like, 11-year-old me is just watching this like, why do people make this kind of television? And I didn't know the rest of the series, so I'm watching like one of the last episodes at the time. And then as far as series go, I remember as like a wee old lad, someone recommended me like at the age of 13, like, hey, watch this like new seasonal anime came out, and it was like The Sacred Blacksmith or something like that, and I watched it. Absolutely garbage show, but like 13-year-old me was like, this was kind of good, and that kind of like started the anime journey slowly but surely. But I knew it was trash when I was watching it.
And you've been hooked ever since.
Pretty much. Like there'll be seasons where like even right now I'm kind of in an off season of watching anime, but because it's kind of like a comfort thing. When I like life is going good, I'll like maybe watch one or two. I'm probably gonna watch 3 of the new ones coming out, like Chainsaw Man, Bleach, and Blue Lock are all coming out this season, which I'm really happy about. But when I get in kind of like a hard state, or whenever I'm going through like a hard time in my life, anime is like my coping, and I'll watch insane amount. But yeah, the starting was Cowboy Bebop and The Sacred Blacksmith.
Interesting. Shotgun, I'm curious. What was because you didn't watch like any anime as a kid, really,
No.
right?
No.
What actually got you into anime to the extent that you're into it now?
Well, actually, so I obviously started watching with Pokemon, blah blah blah, and then I believe it was you or another one of my buddies was like, "Have you seen Hunter x Hunter?" I'm like, "What's Hunter x Hunter?"
It
And
does
you're
sound
like,
something I
"It's
would
an
say.
anime." I'm like, "Okay, I haven't really seen any." And you literally were like, "Think about Pokemon. It's kind of the same art form. It's just a different show." I'm like, "You're like, it's pretty sick. They do a bunch of martial arts stuff." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Let's watch it." And I was probably 14, 15, so I was fairly young. So, and I finished everything that was on Netflix, which led up to the point where they were getting ready to finish off the Chimera arc. But I had never made it past that until last year, where not only did Netflix release more episodes, but I also figured out Crunchyroll was a thing, and I'm like, okay, it was like,
Power through the ads.
yeah, it was something where I'd be like, all right, I'm going to bed. I'll lay down, watch a couple episodes, and I'll fall asleep. So that probably started me out. Honestly, I've seen 4 or 5 others since then.
Yeah, I actually do like to describe. I like describing Hunter x Hunter as Pokemon-esque because, like, for the first 2 episodes or so, it really does
It is,
feel.
yeah.
It has the same kind
That's
of
kinda
vibe
evil.
as Pokemon.
Like, honestly, like, that's kind of evil.
You know,
Yeah,
Doing
because
know,
by
that.
the end of it, it's like, bro,
it's
no,
it's not. It's not quite as evil though as pitching Full Metal Alchemist as Naruto-esque,
Yeah, no.
That's fair.
No.
which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when you said that, looking back on it now, I'm like, okay, I see how like the first 2, 3, because
Mhm.
Gon is so innocent, just like
Yeah.
Ash. Like
the-
that
and the
character
music style is the
development
same.
hasn't happened. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Pokemon followed the same character arc as Hunter x Hunter? Like Ash turns into like this ungodly killing machine by the end of the show.
That would be
that would be a
hilarious.
very, very different childhood.
Yeah, it would be.
Oh boy.
Pikachu dies in like season 2, and Ash just
Yeah.
goes.
Goes off the
It
deep
goes ham.
Yeah.
He's like, screw Pokemon, I'm doing this myself. You just see him like choke holding a Gyarados. Just, it's like, Ash, are
I'd
you
watch
good?
I'd watch that.
Oh boy.
Johto League would never be the same.
A trainer walking into a gym with 0 Pokemon, but massive, like truck-sized biceps.
Actually, I know this is derailing a little bit. There's actually
Go for
a
it.
new manga that will be adapted into the anime. I'm doing my thing where I'm like, guys, it's on the horizon. There is this new manga. I need to look up the name, but I think it's called like Magnus or something. New manga. I'm gonna like Google it real quick. It's but essentially the entire plot of it is there's this. It's like Harry Potter essentially, right? But the plot is the man isn't actually strong whatsoever. Like he's not a caster whatsoever. He just has giant biceps, and he's so strong that he looks like he has magical abilities. So he like is able to launch himself go quickly because of his muscles that he looks like he's flying on the broomstick. And so he passes like Hogwarts, but he's just a really buff guy. And that's like the entire.
I love it.
I need to look
It
into
makes me
it,
think
but
of in Naruto, that one character that doesn't have an ability, but he wears those ankle weights all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Rock Lee.
Yeah.
Rock Lee.
Yeah.
It makes me think of Rock Lee.
Broccoli.
An iconic moment in anime history. Just him dropping those weights. Boom. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Is that
Oh,
what I need
boy.
to start doing since I walk like 30,000 steps a night at work? Just wear
Bro,
ankle
yeah.
weights
Yeah,
everywhere.
just put like
I've-
10-pound ankle weights on.
I've
You'll
thought
get
about doing
jacked.
that. I've thought about doing that before.
Fun fact about doing that, it doesn't actually make you stronger, but it does increase endurance.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is
Oh, yeah.
something that I studied a lot when I was young and trying to become a superhero myself.
Yes, I had a friend that back in Florida that I did Aikido with, and he would occasionally he was a big guy already. He was like, 6'4", 6'5", big guy. He would come in and occasionally he would train with a weighted vest on,
Yeah.
which is
Oh.
always fun because like, in Aikido we do these weird throws and they a lot of times you end up, like pancaking someone out.
Jeez.
And so like when he would take a break fall with the vest on, it would like go in slow motion and then it would just be like boom on the mat.
Love
It's
it.
crazy. It made him a lot harder to throw as well.
Yeah. No
Bigger they
joke.
are.
Mhm. But yeah. Yeah, weight training is interesting.
I've thought about starting like running with the weighted vest on, just training that endurance. That would be
Yeah, that'll get you
really
shredded
good.
fast. If you
Or
don't
just get
fall
a
off.
weighted blanket too.
I already have one.
Okay, see that's the thing is like
Just paint it black
fucking
and wear it as a cloak
well,
everywhere.
no.
Just
Even just I feel like even just sleeping in a weighted blanket makes you stronger somehow, like in minute ways. Cause like I've had a friend stayed over and they were like, "Oh, I need a blanket." I'm like, "Okay, here, you can have this weighted blanket." And they're like, "I literally can't move under this thing." And I'm like, "Oh, I, toss and turn in it every night." So I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I've just adapted to be able to move in it. But
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I've been
it's
intending
the
to
laziest way to build strength, literally while sleeping.
I've been intending to bring this up this episode. Do you guys watch Rick and Morty?
No.
No.
Yes,
I've
but I
never
haven't
seen
seen
a
the newest
single
season.
episode.
Okay, so this season, one of the episodes is called Night People, and Rick has a machine that allows you to program your subconscious to do stuff for you at night. Basically just sleepwalking.
Okay.
And what Rick and Morty do is they just do crunches all night and they get like this absolute 8-pack of abs. Anyways, your comments about lazily getting stronger made me think of that.
Yes. All right, let's move on to the next question because we're not going to ask everyone every single question. That would be take too much time. Oh, here's a good one. Achu, you answer first.
All right.
What's the best anime of all time?
Oh,
You guys already know my answer on this one, and
Yeah.
so
Your answer is Hunter x Hunter.
no, I said my
No,
answer already in this episode.
The Yu-Gi-Oh one. Yeah.
What? Yu-Gi-Oh? No. Oron High School Host Club, sir.
I'm using terminology.
Yeah, I see. Gotcha. Yes.
All right. Best anime of all time.
Ever, objectively, and if you're wrong, we will all come down to Texas and beat you up.
With katanas.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'll bring Kali sticks, but Michael bring him.
I'll bring a Kali stick and a katana.
Okay.
Interesting
I'll
duo.
just be wearing that bear suit that one guy created in order to fight a bear. I'll just wear that. That'll be good.
Okay.
I'll bring a shotgun.
All right. So, best anime of all time, in my opinion,
Nope,
you know,
it has to be objective. You can't say in my
objectively, it's
opinion,
Edge Runners, easily.
objectively, the best
Objectively.
anime of all time is Edge Runners.
Easy.
Terms, what do you have to say about
Okay,
that?
let me just give a rundown of why. All right. The vibes are immaculate. Never have I seen a anime pull off neon so damn well.
It does have really good vibes.
The music is delicious. It's incredible and it always fits perfectly.
Well,
Um
but all the music was like originally written for the game, correct?
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. Well, actually a couple of the songs weren't and then they were added into the game after
Oh,
the anime came
interesting.
out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Third off, the arc is heartbreaking and it made me feel things. And animes don't generally do that, so I judge art based off of how much emotion it elicits out of me.
Gotcha.
And
Have you seen, out of curiosity,
Yeah.
have you seen Your Lie in April?
yes, yeah, Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good one too. I'd say if we're gonna do like a movie versus the series, Your Lie in April might make #1 for me as a movie,
Mhm.
because it made me like ugly cry the
No,
first
no,
time
no,
I
no, no.
watched it.
Wait, Your Lie in April is not a movie.
Shit.
You're
I'm
thinking of
thinking
Your
of. Oh,
Name,
I'm thinking
You're
of
thinking of a silent voice.
A
or A
Silent Voice.
Silent
That's
Voice,
exactly what I was
which
thinking of.
is
Yeah.
like, okay, honestly though, A Silent Voice isn't as good as Your Name, in my
That's a very
opinion.
complicated
Okay.
opinion.
Your Name is really good too. I'd say it's weirder though than A Silent Voice
It has
by
the better
far.
soundtrack.
That's also extremely fair. Yeah, I like the aesthetics in A Silent Whisper or A Silent Voice, or it's got all of its English
The
names.
Shape of Voice.
Yeah, The Shape of Water, best anime. That fish sex, baby.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Anyway, Terms, what do you think of that? Cyberpunk Edge Runners, best anime of all time, objectively.
I disagree, but I'm not gonna, not gonna. I'm beyond the point of like saying people's opinions are trash. So the thing is you can judge anime into like 5 categories because it's a medium. You can say like animation quality, soundtrack, plot, characters, and then just like overall like your affinity to it. Like you
Waifus.
could waifus, yeah, your affinity to it.
Easy.
You know, and Edge Runners, I would argue, has really, really good visuals and then a really, really good soundtrack, which yes was made for the game, but that doesn't necessarily. You can argue if a show uses
It's
like
arranged in a very good way.
yes,
Also edited, actually,
correct,
in a very good way.
yeah. And then I would say for me, and I thought the characters were enjoyable to a certain extent. Not to go into spoilers, there are characters I like more, and then some of them that just kind of existed. Um, and then I would say overall the story at the end was kind of lackluster, but you can find flaws in all anime, obviously. But I enjoyed it. I give it like an 8 out of 10, which is something that's rare for me. I don't give most anime above an 8 or an 8, so I think it's great. It's just not my personal favorite, nor what I would say is the best.
You know what? Let me make a revision.
Wait, hold up. Let me add something into this. You know, the soundtrack was pretty good, I will say. But if there was ever a time to repurpose the cover of Fly Me to the Moon from Neon Genesis Evangelion, it would be in this anime as like the final ending theme. Like the end credits of the final episode roll, and it's just that. That would be perfect.
I really thought that you were going with Frank Sinatra there. Not
I
Fly
mean-
Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra.
I mean, yes, it's the same song. It's
Oh, is it?
covered. It's covered by a Japanese artist for Neon Genesis Evangelion. I guess the original Frank Sinatra would probably be more fitting for the vibe, but also, it's, you know, the thing that ties it together is it's a Studio Trigger animation, which is Studio Trigger is the uh at the very least spiritual successor to Gainax, which is the animation studio that made Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is why I think they should have repurposed that. I think that would have just been poetically kind of neat and also fitting with the themes of the anime.
Yeah, that would have been a nice Easter egg for the real ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to make a revision. I think that I'm going to redact or rescind on my opinion. I think that probably objectively the best anime is Cowboy Bebop.
That's a good answer.
It does everything that Edge Runners does better. You know, like the point about the
You haven't fully
futility-
watched it, Micah. Shut up.
Well,
the-
no.
Listen. The point about
I've seen enough to know the animation quality of Cowboy Bebop is good, but not as good as the
It
animation
was
in Edge
made in
Runners.
'98, dude. You
Bro.
can't.
I
That's
can
fair.
judge animation from the 90s. There's some of the best animation is from the 90s.
Okay. This is gonna go off the topic. If you're gonna tell me that Cowboy Bebop doesn't have stunning animation for '98 when you had to draw it,
Oh, it has stunning animation. Just not as good as Cyberpunk.
Well,
that's
yeah,
like saying
it's a
someone
difference
that,
in
like,
time.
That's like, yeah, that's
No,
like
no, no, no,
saying
no,
that
no,
like
no, no,
Isaac
no.
Newton was smarter than
no, no,
Aristotle
no.
because he got more calculus
no,
under his
no.
belt. What are you talking
No,
about?
no,
Oh,
no, 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 no,
Jesus.
no. Listen to me.
We're
listen to me.
split half
This
and
is-
half, I think.
Here's the deal. Because okay, so look, okay, you guys have all seen the original Teen Titans
Yep.
cartoon,
Yes.
right?
Of course.
I would say the original Teen
anime.
Titans cartoon has better animation than most like Cartoon Network shows that came out after 2012,
Sure.
I would say,
despite being older.
well, I would say it is a difference in style now, though. If they made a remake of Teen Titans,
No,
had the original storyline,
Hold up.
and just increase the graphical quality, then I would say the same thing.
Hold up though. I'm not even talking. I'm not talking about style here. I'm talking about the
Quality.
artistic quality
Yeah.
of the animation is better than like because
Like
there's-
by what definition though? Because this
Well,
is an
like,
inherently
okay,
subjective.
Like
it is.
resolution or like
no, no, like-
movement.
like the creativity of it.
Oh, okay.
Like take like okay, for example, let's take the Amazing World of Gumball, for example.
Sure.
Just because we're talking about anime and I feel like this is the maximum amount we can get removed from the topic and still be close to the topic. I'm sure you'd actually, in fact, I know for a fact, even though I'm not a huge fan of the show, the Amazing World of Gumball has some stunningly creative moments of animation in it. However, on average, if you take a random episode of the show, you can see, for example, the animation was not as,
Crisp.
no one was super passionate about animating most of the scenes. Whereas
okay.
in the original Teen Titans, you can see the passion of the animators on display. And that can be seen through whether it's hand-drawn animation or digital art.
So kind of
Um,
like pre or post Stanley
yes.
Marvel.
Kind of, yeah. Actually, that's a good example. Early Marvel CGI is better than what we've seen, especially recently.
Okay.
I have
Wait,
opinions,
wait.
but let him go.
All right. So, I just wanted to finish the points about
Okay.
why Cowboy Bebop is the ancestor, or the predecessor, to Edge Runners, right?
Okay.
So Spike, right, and David.
Yes. Mhm.
The ideology that they carry with them at the end specifically. We're spoiler warning. Skip 10 minutes if you don't want to hear this, or 5.
All right, I'll
minutes or
be back in
something,
10.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
David turns cyber psycho by the end of the series, and he decides that he's gonna do something good with the time that he has left, right? Spike, on the other hand, right, he believes that his life is futile, right? So he's just gonna do cool shit and do good shit, right? And this
Uh-huh.
belief in like futility and the theme of futility runs throughout both series so heavily.
Uh-huh.
Additionally, the vibes in both are incredible, kind of incomparable, or incomparable to other things. The music
Yes,
for both
Cowboy
are
Bebop
fantastic.
does have a strong vibe
Just
as
good
well.
vibes, very good vibes.
I'd say it's an entirely different vibe, though, in terms
yeah.
of music.
hmm But both very futuristic-y, kind of
Mhm.
grimy, and it's
Mhm.
Cowboy Bebop to me feels more like, I don't know, it's not so inner city-esque.
Yeah.
Like Cyberpunk is very inner city, like that is the vibe, those are the characters.
Mhm.
And then Cowboy Bebop, I mean he feels like a fucking space cowboy, it's like the Wild West in space.
Space Cowboy.
So it's just different.
So, what I'm hearing as a quick culmination of everything you just said, there's certain things about good old Space Cowboys that offset the difference in animation quality.
Yeah.
That makes it better than Edge Runners. Even
Yeah,
though
I'd say
Edge Runners
that-
may
that
have
the-
better animation quality, there's other things that offsets that difference to make it, quote, better.
Cowboys being objectively better than punks.
I mean, I can't disagree with that.
Incorrect. I'd say that the implementation of the point of each series, right? I'd say that Cowboy Bebop does a better job at making their point than Edge Runners does at making
That's
their
fair.
points. And
Yeah.
it's slight because both of them are fantastic at making the point that they're trying to make. You
Mhm.
know, that's all I got
And
to say.
I'm gonna just step in real quick just to make some statements here. And this is, and I'm not looking for their argument, but I'm just looking to like, give the negating arguments, kind of like closing thoughts, because we do need to move on. In my personal opinion, as far as I am looping back to this, as far as animation style, we do have to remember, yes, it was hand done, but even still, like the anime industry back when Cowboy Bebop wasn't nearly as big as it is now. Like Netflix is able to pump hundreds of like animators into like studios and things like that. When Sunrise was making Cowboy Bebop, that industry wasn't made yet. It wasn't an international presence. So you
Right.
knew that when people drew Cowboy Bebop, which I would argue, and we can have this argument all day, I think Cowboy Bebop shows a more realistic version of the future than Cyberpunk does. If I'm actually looking
What?
at absolutely not
What?
even a debate.
Are you
Not even a
kidding me?
debate. Yeah,
Wait, hold up.
because
Wait,
it's
no, wait, stop for a second. No, wait. Of all the points you've made, I do take issue with this one. Here's why. Hold up. This is why, okay? This is why I take issue with this. Because, okay, my understanding of, I don't know what the actual date is in the time of Cyberpunk. However, my
2077.
understand 20 no, it's not. You fucking
It
liar.
literally is.
I'm not Cyberpunk.
it's
in Cowboy Bebop.
2076 actually.
Yeah,
in
Cyberpunk
Edge
is
Runner.
2076. What is the time era in Cowboy Bebop?
2071. It's the same time.
Okay. Here's the thing. No
fucking do
fucking
that.
way. Because they fly to these different fucking planets and stuff like that that are
okay.
already colonized
Okay,
and
let
shit.
me just start with that. Okay, I get what I'm saying. You were saying with space travel, yes, that part. But if you strip that out of the show, that is a more realistic version of everything else. Like
It's the Wild West, but in space until civilization takes off.
I can see. Here's the thing. I can see the entire history of the Cyberpunk universe happening.
Yeah.
And then the story of Cowboy Bebop happens after that. It just seems like it's so much further in the
Yeah.
future than
Yeah, like with Cyberpunk,
current
you know,
world.
the future where corporations are essentially governments and control and run everything. Like
in the future.
and then additionally, you know, all industry being pointed directly at human vice. Like
Mhm.
both of those things feel too accurate comparatively to Cowboy Bebop's future.
Yeah. So and
we can
also
become. I want to say one thing, but
okay. All right.
in my personal opinion, I think humanity is moving closer more to inner space travel than being able to deck the entire body out with cybernetics.
That
If
is
you just
fair.
look where we're moving,
Well,
I
okay,
think
and
we're
see,
more going that way.
see, here's the thing I will add. I think Cyberpunk has not tried to really be an actual depiction of the future. It's not like futuristic sci-fi. It's alternate universe sci-fi.
Yeah.
Let me explain why. Okay, because some of like the earliest events in the Cyberpunk timeline happen in like 2015, and by 2020, Atom Smasher has already completely like retrofitted 80% of his body with cybernetics.
Like he's
So-
literally just a brain and the top half of a head on top of a machine.
Yeah, so that I guess spoilers for the game here. That terrorist attack you do in like the beginning of the two acts happens in
wait.
2025.
Yeah. Literally, you have like a personal nuke in 2025. Like that's what
Yes.
that was.
Yes, so like and unless there's gonna be like, significant advances within the next few years, Cyberpunk I don't think is trying to depict the future at all.
You know,
It might have
I would-
been when it was originally invented in like the 80s or whatever, like as a depiction of like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what 2020 might be like. But I don't think it's trying to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I-
Cowboy Bebop is either though.
No, it's
necessarily.
not.
I think that
I was saying that as an aside thing, and we got caught up in it.
Oh yes.
as far as progress goes, I think that Cowboy Bebop probably shows a better depiction of humanity's progress by 2070s.
Uh-huh.
You know, But I think that as far as societal constructs go,
Yes.
Cyberpunk does much better. Yes, we probably won't have full body implants by 2070.
Yeah, I mean, well, most of the world is already almost owned by like 3 corporations, so
Exactly.
it makes sense.
I made a joke about that earlier and nobody caught it.
What'd you say?
You're like, in the world of Cyberpunk, in the future, where the world is mostly run by big corporations that are basically governments, I'm like, in the future?
I did not catch that. That's great.
Yep.
Though.
Uh,
What we've got: Disney, Elon Musk, and Microsoft.
the corporation of Elon
Weird.
Musk.
The waste
Honestly,
of
You know,
views
he's a
is
okay,
corporation
actually,
all on his
so
own.
so tying this back into the news real quick, actually, Elon Musk could potentially be ousted from Tesla because of this Twitter deal.
What?
Like,
Interesting.
it probably won't happen.
Oh, he would
Um,
own too much of it. Would be like what what do you call that?
conflict of interest.
Yeah.
A
No, it's
trust breaker. What do you? It's a something breaker.
it's a literally no, it's a situation of because he has to go through with this deal, he may end up having to basically essentially put either sell some of his shares of Tesla to have the capital to go through with it,
Oh.
or take out a loan against his shares in Tesla to go through with it. And then if Twitter like crashes completely after this and doesn't regain stock value, those stocks could be seized as collateral.
Very interesting.
And so then he would not have the majority share, whatever he has to maintain his position.
Yeah. It'd be
That's the whole
taking the
beginning.
cornerstone out of Tesla.
Yes, I don't know how likely that is to happen. I'm sure he'll find a way out of it, but it could, and it would be funny if it did. But anyway,
mean,
last
This is the man that literally sent a car into space. I'm sure he can figure out.
So
He
that's
has
how
to
Fast and
know-
Furious was made.
did he though, or did he pay a scientist to do that?
Without the catalyst of Elon Musk, a Tesla would
No
never
one,
have been
yes,
sent to
Nah.
correct.
space.
Without the catalyst of Elon Musk, no scientist would be stupid enough to say, "Hey, let's send a several $100,000 car into space for
Nah.
the lulz."
Nah, guys, it was a father son moment. All right, they put it
Calculated.
together in the garage.
All right,
100%.
of course.
It's a bottle rocket just loaded with dry ice.
All right. Last question of the episode. Terms, we value your expertise here. What is an anime that most people probably haven't watched, but most people would also probably enjoy if they did watch it?
Oh boy,
That's a good one.
this is a tough question because a few come to mind.
It doesn't
And
have to be like. Also, I would limit it to something like that one could find on like either on a mainline streaming service or could finish really quickly on a free trial on like some anime streaming service,
right.
because that's
So-
our audience.
right. So for me, that kind of I have two kind of floating in my mind. I might say both of them just for time's sake.
Yeah.
But the one that you just kind of asked, the one that I was thinking about before, because it's actually more popular but less, it's harder to find.
Less accessible.
It's less accessible. There is this anime. It is called Kaiji Ultimate Survivor. And in my opinion, it is an incredible show to watch. I think it's under like the top. It's like 530th most popular anime, so it's not like the quickest thing to find if you go on like
Mhm.
streaming sites and stuff like that. But essentially, what it is this guy that's down on his luck. He's completely kind of like a NEET. He doesn't know how to handle money, and essentially he gets screwed over and over by the yakuza. But they decide before you like completely get your liver sold to us and things like that, you can go to this gambling ship and try to like win your money back and pay off your debt.
As one
And
does.
essentially what it is it's a show of this guy through like sheer determination fights his way off to not go in extreme debt and like lose all of his body parts. And even though he's not like this intelligent person, he's able to like work out slowly how to win out these like gambling rigs. The only thing that people like show is that when they or like get ewed by when they watch the show is the character design is a tad bit ugly. If you look up pictures of Kaiji right now, his nose looks kind of like mine, but even more elongated. So it's like you could pop a
Got the
balloon
plague
with
doctor
it.
nose.
Yeah, exactly. And so they it's kind of like the art style throws people off, but especially for people that don't necessarily get really like touchy about certain anime styles, I think it's an incredible show to watch and it's really high intensity. The other one that I'll quickly mention that's more of kind of a cult classic is Welcome to the NHK, which was made in 2004, which also deals kind of with like hikikomori, like NEET, which is not employed, educated, or training, people that are down on their luck. And that one's more like a social commentary. But that one's a little bit more well known by the older anime community.
Gotcha.
I would
Hey,
say both of those shows are good.
what about the Great Pretender?
I mean, I would say it's underrated. I don't know if it's necessarily niche because it was
It's on
kind of like
Netflix,
the
isn't it?
premiere. It was like the premiere show of like 2020. There's videos made by it, and there's videos made about Welcome to the NHK and Kaiji too. But I would say to a lesser extent, and people still don't watch it.
Mhm.
Like if I looked
Yeah.
up Great Pretender right now, I think it's probably like top 200 anime if I had to guess.
That was
You
what
know-
I
you know what-
introduced my wife to anime with, and she really liked it.
You know what anime I think everyone should watch?
What?
Very niche anime called Pokemon Advanced Challenge. Very good anime. Nobody has ever seen it. People should watch it.
I'm kind of disturbed. Should I be concerned?
Pokemon Advanced.
Pokemon Advanced Challenge. It's literally a mainline series in the Pokemon, brand
You know,
saga.
this would be the absolute funniest place for terms to have actually recommended a hentai. Really, really like just
really discreetly,
just like
be
subtly, yeah.
Boku no Pico.
Like, can you imagine everybody like, oh yeah, I'm
dear
gonna take his
anime
advice.
connoisseur, do not look up Boku no Pico. That is CP if I've ever heard of it.
Oy vey.
Oh wait, my thing.
You're gonna do the Frozen
Dang
thing?
it.
Oh,
This is
that-
why
that was
I gotta
like-
get this pedal. I gotta get this pedal here.
Dude, I was kind of like blasted because you didn't get that the first time.
Just disappointment.
Yes, I'll make up for it.
There you
There
go.
you go.
There we go.
One
think-
in
I
the
feel
past
like
like
that's a
6 episodes.
That's a much better Oive counter, I think.
I agree.
Better than like.
Yeah, I
You need,
agree.
you need,
It's
like,
much
a-
easier to edit the harsh sound of the boing than the squeal in my ears.
Mm-hmm.
You need a soundboard so you can just clip that and then press a button.
I agree.
That's true. I do need to get that. That would be something that would be nice to have. Well, I think that'll about do it for the podcast tonight. Those watching on Twitch, stick around for the post show. Those listening on the podcast, you should listen to the Twitch sometime. But regardless of which mode you choose to listen, we love you all, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Adios.
Thanks for watching and
Well,
listening.
thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, Terms.
Woohoo! I did it. I did it.
Alright, you can stop
IG is a really good anime.
recording
I
now.
do highly recommend it though.
Yeah.
And
You can
so-
stop terms.
recording.
You can stop recording and hit save project. and
Okay,
just-
yep. Stop. Where do
And
I
ju-
do the save? Just like
File.
normal?
Go to
File.
File.
Save project.
And call it.
It says for not an audio file, for an audio file, I need to export it.
Wait 1 minute. Let me see something.
I was going to say. And let me see.
Do a burp. Like file.
Wasted.
File. Export.
Nope, save project.
It's just save it.
Yeah.
Why don't you have him export it, Micah?
Oh, he will after he saves it. I just like to.
Oh,
if
okay.
Terms 3 or something like
Terms
that.
3.
3.5.
And then export it.
To what?
MP3.
Extreme preset for the audio.
I want you guys to know something.
Go.
What?
Ooh.
I took a laxative about
Oh
6 hours ago.
no!
Oh no, he did it. He did it to himself.
And I've been holding in an absolute magma flow of shit this whole time.
Well, you want to know something funny?
Of course.
We're still live.
Ah!
We're
You-
on the air.
You did the thing. He took the Lexi.
F.
I need to Laxu. Am I right?
If you need to go though, man, you're all good. I would not enjoy somebody telling me we're still live. You can't leave.
You have to
I
shit
mean,
live
like,
on the air.
Okay.
Just guys, I gotta go.
Gotta go. My butt is imploding.
Oh man. Not gonna lie though, ever since Edge Runners came out, I have seen so many people talking about, I heard about that Cyberpunk game. I heard it was garbage, but then I
Yeah.
watched Edge Runners and I really want to play Cyberpunk now. It looks really cool. I'm like,
There-
wow. Ignore the
that's what I
toxic
did.
people who said it was bad from the beginning and play it now. It's good.
CD Projekt Red.
I mean, to be fair,
Um,
it was pretty bad in the beginning.
Well, what I'm saying is people clung to that for so long, and
Yeah.
it's been good for like almost a year now. And
That's
people were still
fair.
like, Cyberpunk's garbage. It was broken off launch. I'm like, it's not launch anymore, guys. The game's solid. They made
Yeah, they did the,
they
did the
were-
same thing that that No Man's Sky did, where they just kind of kept their heads down
Kinda.
and fixed it.
But No Man's Sky didn't make an anime, so
Well-
that's why
fair.
nobody likes that game still.
The anime though was announced like a year before the game came out, though.
You're
well,
kidding.
Yeah,
I don't know about
the anime
No
was
Man's
a
Sky.
promotion for the game.
Well, it seems to have done its job. CD Projekt Red's their stocks are like up. I think they've like doubled since
Oh,
the
yeah.
anime came out.
Well, that
Which is
was the
insane.
thing. I don't know about No Man's Sky. The reason Cyberpunk launched earlier than it was ready was because of the stockholders demanding a finished product. And CD
Yep.
Projekt Red was like, it's not ready. They're like, launch it or we pull out.
Good old.
So it's like,
capitalism ruining video
okay.
games again.
Launch. Ouch. And stockholders were like, this is a garbage game. They're like, yeah, we told you
told
it
you."
wasn't done.
Yeah.
But now they fixed it, and
It's good now.
stockholders are like, wow, this is such a good game. It's like, yeah. See what
Should've
happens
just
when we've
waited in
had
the first
proper
place, yeah.
development time?
Mhm.
Ugh. But
Ugh.
yeah, so I found that quite amusing. I was wearing my Cyberpunk jacket with the Oni symbol on the back. Dude walked up to me at work. He's like, you play Cyberpunk? I'm like, yeah, I've had this jacket for like 2 years now. He's like, oh, I just started watching the anime. I heard the game's garbage. I'm like, that's if you're listening to people who just played it at launch. And it was like a
Mm,
10-minute conversation of me like, game's good. The game's fine now. If you have a
Game's fine.
decent...
You do not T-pose on a motorcycle anymore.
Yeah. The only bug I have had recently is I started talking to someone, but then a quest came along. So I started talking to the quest and hopped in a car. And for some reason, the audio boxes of the characters I was riding in the car with, their voices stayed where we left from.
Oh,
So they're just standing there.
yeah. I've had
I'm
a
like,
few
turn on
bugs.
subtitles.
I've had
But
a few
There's
bugs so
Still
far.
a significant amount of bugs
like,
in the game.
but it's nowhere near as buggy as like something like anything by Bethesda.
I was getting ready to
Um,
say, I'm like, you hear people complain all the time about cyberpunk bugs that are still a thing. Hello, what release of Skyrim are we on now? And there's still bugs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like games shouldn't have bugs, you know? But
Well-
like at the same time, most games aren't as large and, expansive as Cyberpunk is, you know?
Yes.
Well, yeah, and you also got to look at, from a development perspective, the AI for every individual civilian, which is different from the AI of the gangs, which is different from the AI of the police, which is different from the AI of the cameras. Then you have all the advertisements running that are always swapping. You got video advertisements playing, along with
What's
a
your,
constant stat check of everything your character has. There's
What's
just
your favorite? What's your favorite ad in the game?
my favorite ad in the game. Ooh,
What?
probably,
we are truly in a
probably.
capitalist dystopia. What's
The-
your favorite ad?
No,
The
no.
ads are
The Cyberpunk
hilarious,
ads are
like, they
hilarious.
funny.
My favorite one.
Oh.
Oh gosh, there's so many. I would have to say the most appropriate one that I find hilarious is the like, this is the cleanest speed you can get.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's
Clean,
still
pure
speed. It's still speed. Go 24/7. It's like, okay, I get you're like half cybernetic, but you're still gonna die. Like, jeez.
boy.
I think my favorite ad, I don't even know what it's for, but like the audio line that comes up is like it's like a sex moan, but it's
Oh
like
no.
organic. And every time I hear that, I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Oh,
dear.
I think that's for one of the foods or one of the drinks in the game. It's like one of the juices or something. I want to say, because I've heard that too. I'm like, what the? Oh, that's what that is. Okay, whatever.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
Funny game.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we
Hey,
are.
so
Go ahead.
I was digging around in like the files for Cyberpunk because I was modding it, and I found a file with additional content. The entire tabletop RPG manual, like 200 pages of it, is inside of the additional content files of the game.
What? Hold up. What?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Dang it,
Yeah.
Garrett. I broke the rules. I guess I accidentally purchased another tabletop RPG that never get to play.
You're banned. You can't kill your campaign right now.
Terms and I have a problem. Okay, we have a crippling we share a crippling addiction of buying tabletop RPG books at
And never
about
playing
a
them.
rate of one new one every, 3 months. But we only ever play a new tabletop RPG that none of us have played before, like once a year maybe. So
Jeez.
It's like I've owned about like half of my RPGs that I've just never played, and because it's like one of those books, if you do it right, can last you at least 15 sessions, which is like 60 hours of content.
Yep.
And you just learn that other than like a couple of your friends, they're not as passionate about you, and they all have lives. So if I was to stop buying RPGs right now, I bet I could make it with all the RPGs I have for the rest of my life. But I don't want to, because bro, new flavor of the week, why not? Like right now, I kind of want Twilight 2000, which is a free league game because I'm a simp for them. And it's literally like if World War III happened, like the Cold War progressed, and you have like battle maps and stuff, and you're like having to do like, it's kind of similar to the game like This War of Mine, but just like an RPG format where it's like you have to survive like a war zone and like Eastern Europe, and there's like maps and everything, and it looks super cool, but I'm like, I'll buy it, read it, and then be like, no one's gonna ever play this with me.
Yeah, that's how I am with like the true realistic depiction of the future and the only actual acceptable sci-fi lore. Battle Lords of the 23rd century. No one is familiar with this system.
No,
No idea.
I've never even
You
heard of that.
shouldn't. You shouldn't be.
I-
It's not very popular. But
Yeah,
I bought the
I
PDF
know
for it.
the one thing you keep telling me about it, which is there's these people that don't have eyes and
Yes,
believe only the
there's an
Earth exists.
entire alien race that doesn't have eyes, and they're super smart, but didn't realize space is a thing because they're slime balls, and they have to like they can only
Huh.
perceive things by feeling them, and they can like sense the vibrations in the Earth and stuff, and that's how they communicate. But they
Dude.
couldn't look up to see space, so when aliens came and visited them, they were like, "Look, there's space up there." And they're like, "Oh, that's cool. We're gonna try to get there." And they built fucking spaceships.
They're
What?
like,
That's
we don't know where we're
astonishing.
going, but let's go.
What? That's such a fun idea. I love that.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a super crunchy RPG. It is all about combat. It
Mm.
is all about, it's similar to
It's worse than Lancer.
yeah, it's well, no, I would say you can do more narratively in Battlelords of the 20 there's more mechanics in Battlelords of the 23rd century for, social stuff than Lancer, but there's also more mechanics for combat than there is for Lancer. There's just more mechanics for everything. It's like crunchier Lancer. Minus the
Interesting.
mechs. So
I mean,
nothing at all like
Lancer's
Lancer.
already pretty crunchy.
Lancer. Okay, so actually, so here's the thing. Lancer doesn't feel very crunchy because there's an app that does all the crunch for you that's free, and it's
That's
online.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So you don't ever have to do any math in your head with Lancer. You don't even have to roll your own dice with Lancer. So it feels more like playing, a tabletop RPG with a video game interface, which is a really cool concept if you think about it, actually. But
I've been wanting to play a tabletop RPG using Tabletop Sim for a long time now.
let's do it. We all apparently have the rule book for Cyberpunk. Hachi will run
Honestly,
Cyberpunk.
Honestly, I've never DM'd before, so I don't think that I'd be very good at it, but
Shit, it's super easy. And by super easy, I mean, like,
Micah,
it's-
you
it's
just don't want to
miserable
DM because
every
you're
single
like,
time.
I want to play this one.
Dude, I do. I haven't actually played as a player since I left my weekly RPG group because
That's fair.
I had other things at the time that they wanted to meet. But
I mean, like, out of all tabletop RPGs, I think the one that I would enjoy the most is running one in this universe, in Cyberpunk's universe, because, like, I'm already so familiar with it. I'm like 75 hours into the game.
Oh, yeah. I think I would
I've watched
enjoy
the
it.
anime.
do it.
I
We'll
think-
stream it. We'll do it. We'll stream an RPG session. We'll get another person. I don't know if it'll be Terms because he's kind of busy with RPGs already, but we'll find another person. We'll stream it like once a month. We'll do like set up like a 6-hour session. We'll stream it
That would be super fun.
once a month. Shotgun, just once a month.
Come on.
You do realize that 6 hours of time is like crazy for me, right?
That's about the average length of a tabletop RPG live stream.
I know.
Yeah.
But I would have to seriously reschedule some stuff.
Once a month, you don't have a chunk of
Every
6 hours
week,
in your
every
month?
Bro,
week
that's
is
more
consistent.
reasonable.
Every week
That's less
is
reasonable
scheduled.
than you think. Yeah, like 6 hours of just free time, dude, is as hard as an adult. What you talking about?
Like
I
I've
don't-
got
well,
I've
I
got
don't know,
well
maybe
the
it's
thing
just-
is I've got 6 hours of free time over the weekend, but typically it's not starting when we would be starting the session. I'd be joining the session like 3 hours in.
Well, how do we know when we'd be starting the session? We'll work around.
Well,
what
because
you got.
I mean, if we started the podcast right now at this time, I mean, 6 hours later it would be what, almost 4?
Oh, that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. So you
can
guys
do
would
that.
want to start earlier, and I'm like, I got shopping to do on Saturdays. I've got yard work to do on Saturdays. My Sunday evenings are out.
Yeah, or the difficulty of having multiple different working schedule times. But
Well, not even just how busy I am. If I was working day
Mhm.
shift, I'd still be just as busy. I'd just be more tired later in the night.
That's fair.
But on that note, we are an hour 40-ish minutes into the live stream. Anything else anyone wants to talk about, or are we good to close out?
I'm
I
good to
think-
close out.
I think we're good to close out.
All right, yeah, we can close out.
Copy
Let's
that.
do it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the Wasted Youth semi-extended live stream with pre-show today.
Wow, best of both worlds. It's like a sandwich.
Yeah, I know. I feel well nourished in the podcast live stream department. I was here with Achu, Micah, and Terms this evening. You can find us on YouTube, anywhere you find podcasts, and Instagram as well. All links are in the description of the podcast. Have a good evening, everybody.
Later.